I'm going to show you a few reasons why you keep losing in FUT Champs and in Division Rivals and why you cannot climb those ranks. I created an RTG a couple of days ago and I went all the way from Division 10 to Elite Division, unbeaten. I won every single game. And what I noticed is so many people, no matter the division, were doing the same things over and over again, making the same mistakes. So I'm going to show you here what you're doing wrong and where you can improve. So first off, the amount of people that just hold the sprint button and just run. They don't let go of the sprint button at all. They just keep running. And look, he doesn't have control and you lose the ball. The amount of times I see people just holding the sprint button time and time again. The only time you should be holding the sprint button is when you've got space to run into, like here. But as soon as you want to make a turn, you let go of the sprint button and look how close the ball is to his feet. If you're holding the sprint button down while you want to make a turn, look how far, and then you lose the ball. You see? You need to let go of the sprint button. So that's number one, and that's one of the big reasons why you keep losing games in FUT Champs. Number two, and so many people do this as well, they get the ball here and they start doing skills, and then they lose the ball. So when you're here, don't be doing fancy skills. Use your left stick as you see here, make the sharp turn, and then when you get to sort of these areas, then you can do some fancy skills to get around the opponent to create a chance to score. Don't be doing it in your own half because you're just asking for trouble. Number three, I see so many people who do not trigger runs. They just pass the ball and they're passing it here and there's not a lot of space and no one's making any good runs and you're wondering why you can't create chances and stuff. It's because you're not using L1 or LB, depending on if you're on Xbox or PlayStation. And what you need to do is, when you get into these positions, you want to press L1. Look at the space she's running into now, because I triggered the run over. And then you have all this space, and then you can create a chance, and then you can score a goal. So many people don't use L1 or LB to trigger runs to create chances. That is your best friend. That is what's going to make your players make good runs, intelligent runs, in behind their defenses. Then you can split them open with through balls. So make sure you're triggering runs using either L1 or LB to create space, to create chances to score goals. Number four, people rush their chances. When they get inside the box or create a good chance, they rush it. So I see so many people shoot here. Don't do that. You know, that you're never going to score from there. The goalkeeper's just going to parry it out for a corner. You know, and the amount of times I see people shooting from city angles and then they waste their chance when you could have taken your time. You had more space to run into. So take your time, be patient. Also, make sure all your attackers have the correct playstyle pluses. So low-driven playstyle plus or finesse playstyle plus are the two best playstyles, and they're going to help you score so many more goals. So, for example, this guy's got low-driven playstyle plus, so I'm going to work it at an angle, and once I create the space, and I can make a low-driven, and I score. Having low-driven playstyle plus, you're going to score so many more goals. If you don't have these sort of playstyle pluses, you're giving yourself a massive disadvantage to scoring goals and winning your games. So make sure your attackers either have low-driven playstyle plus or finesse plus. Preferably, in my opinion, you want to have your strikers having low-driven playstyle plus and then your wingers having finesse playstyle plus. The reason you want to have finesse on your wingers is because, look, when you get into these sort of positions and you make a run, you can cut inside and then you go for the finesse, bang. Having that on the wingers is going to make you score so many more goals. So remember, strikers having low-driven playstyle plus and wingers like Barcolo who have finesse playstyle plus, you can trigger the run using LB or L1 on your winger, make a cut inside, and then just go for the finesse. And it's as easy as that. And you're going to score so many more goals. Another thing I see so many people doing is they just press the X button to pass, and it's so slow. You know, you're not going to get up the pitch very quick just doing this. You know, here and there, sometimes these are absolutely okay, but for the most part, this is just too slow. Against a half-decent opponent, this ball is just going to get easily intercepted. You want to be using R1X when you pass. It's so much faster. You can ping it to the sides. Look how much quicker that ball's traveling. Ping it into your strikers. You're up the pitch much quicker, and it's going to help you create a lot more chances a lot quicker. You know, just passing it like this, it's just too slow. It's just going to easily intercepted. And when you're getting these opportunities, you can just ping it into the strikers, create a bit of space, and then you have a chance to score a goal. So remember, don't use X just to pass, too slow. Use R1X. You're going to ping those passes into the attackers, into the wingers, and you're going to get up the pitch a lot quicker. Also, having players with pinged playstyle plus is very, very good in the midfield because then those driven passes are going to feel so much quicker, so much crisper. So yeah, remember to do that. It's going to help you so much. Another thing people do a lot of is they just run out with their centre-backs. And look how much space is just left. And they just use their centre-backs and run and charge. And then you're just going to leave all this space. And it's just going to be so much easier for your opponent to score. You know, you do not want to be doing that. Do not run out just with the sprint button held down with your centre-backs, because as soon as they get round you, which is easy to do, then you leave all of that space. And then that is another reason why you're going to lose so many games. Like when you lose the ball in these positions, just hold L2 with your centre back or your full back and just jockey with your left stick and just move, and then you can intercept the ball because you've just blocked the passing lane. You know, running out with your centre back is just going to leave too much space. But when you don't have the ball, use L2 to jockey, and then you can intercept the ball because they have nowhere to go, or you can block off the passing lane. So much more better than just holding the sprint button down and running out with your centre back, which creates so much space. So when you lose the ball here, just hold an L2, jockey using your left stick, then wait for the moment. They have nowhere to go, and then they'll automatically intercept the ball for you. Stop holding the sprint button down, not just in the attacking positions, but also in the defensive positions. Holding L2, using your left stick, is honestly going to save you so much from conceding silly goals because you've left too much space in behind because you've just charged out gung-ho with your centre-back. Be patient, wait, bide your time, and then go in for the tackle. Stop just rushing. So these are some of the main reasons why you keep losing in FUT Champs and why you're struggling to rank up. Honestly, if you can sort out some of these mistakes and stop doing them in game, it could be the big difference between going from a rank 7, rank 6 to a rank 3, rank 4, and so on and so forth. I'm sure to a lot of you that have watched this video, you can see yourself in some of these mistakes doing the same thing over and over again. This is what's costing you games. Don't try and learn all these things at once because then you're going to struggle to learn them properly. So for example, if you have a bad habit at holding the sprint button down, which most of you do to be honest, then try and learn that first to stop holding the sprint button down, especially in the wrong areas. Then once you feel comfortable and you feel like you've learned that, then go on to the next thing. Don't try and learn 5 things at once because then you're going to struggle to learn them properly, and then you'll end up losing more games because of it, and then you'll just get frustrated. So take one mistake at a time and learn it, and then when you feel comfortable, go on to the next. There are so many more reasons why you're losing games in Champs. I will do more videos like this of gameplay showing you what mistakes you're doing and where and what to do to improve it. So if you enjoyed today's content, please leave a like and a follow to see more, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.